Assalamualaikum to Dr. Burhaida binti Burhan. We are from Group 2. We want to presentation about our assignment research methodology in real estate. We are using data from Johor Bahru Residential. For our introduction, the purpose of the analysis is to understand housing pricing models, relationship patterns, and at a deeper level. To make a judgment and draw conclusion based on the data findings, analysis is the essential in the determining and resolving issues. We also using Johor Bahru residential data from 2010 and until 2012. By using IBM statistical package for the social science SPSS as a medium or tool to statistically analyze relevant data in identifying data trends. The variables that we use is a pajakan, tarikh nilaian, luas lot bangunan, harga belian, and also property type. For the first process is we do a data cleaning. For the data cleaning, we are importing the dataset into the SPSS. After we importing the data to the SPSS, we are identifying and handling the missing values. Missing values are a common issue in the dataset. Depending on our data and analysis goals, we can handle missing values by inputting them, deleting cases with the missing values, or creating a separate missing data category. For the third process is we are correcting the data errors. For this correcting data errors is it can impact the quality of our analysis because SPSS allows us to search for the correct data error using function find and replace. In this process correcting data errors, we are replace incorrect values, record variables to resolve inconsistencies and improve the data accuracy. For the last process in data cleaning is we are saving the clean data. For the multiple regression analysis, the dependent variables is the nilai laporan and the independent variables are pajakan, luas lot bangunan, tarikh nilai and also harga bangunan. The variables for PT, luas lot, tarikh nilai, luas lot bangunan, pajakan and also harga B, this is were entered into the model. This is no variable were removed and the method used is enter, indicating that all specific variables were entered into the regression model in one step. Element of this table is relevant for interpreting the result. The R value represents the correlation between the dependent and independent variable. The correlation coefficient 0.891. This is indicating a strong positive linear relationship between the combined predator and nilai LPR. After that, for the R square, this is the coefficient of determination 0.794, showing that the 79.4% of the variance in nilai LPR can be explained by the independent variables. For the adjusted R square shows the generalization of the result. For example, the variance of the sample result from the population in multiple regression. Adjusted R square is 0.793, which is adjust the R square value for the number of the predictor in model, providing a more accurate measure of the model's explanatory power. For this table is about the p-value or known as a signature value. This is generally 95% confidence interval or 5% of level of the significant level is chosen for this case study. For the p-value should be less than 0.05. So in this the above table, it is the 0.000. Therefore, the results are significant. The table that's follow demonstrates the strength of the relationship, also known as the relevance of the variables in the model, and the amount of easy influence on the variables that is varying model. The testing of the hypothesis for a study can be made easier with the use of this analysis. This is the table of the coefficient of regression. In terms of the interpretation, there is just one value that matters, which is the signature value. The value should be lower than the minimum acceptable level of the significance of study. It is determined whether to reject the null hypothesis based on the significance of the value. If the significant level or the signature value is more than 0.05, the null of hypothesis is not rejected. The rejection of the null hypothesis indicates that there is an effect of some kind. Other than that, if a null hypothesis is not rejected, that indicates that there is no influence in this analysis. The model of fitness is referred to how well the independent variables explain the variability in the dependent variables. In this case, the model demonstrates a strong fit with and the R-square is 0.794, indicates 79.4% of the variation in nilai LPR that can be explained by the predictors. After that, for the adjusted R-square, the value is 0.793 that confirm the robustness of the model after adjusting for the number of predictors. After that, the value of the standard error is estimated 64505.48. That indicates that the predictions are close to the actual value. After that, for the multiple linear regression equation for nilai LPR is beta 0 plus beta 1, that is a pajakan, plus beta 2, this is the luas lot, plus beta 3, this is the luas lot bangunan, plus beta 4, this is the tarikh nilai, plus beta 5, this is the harga bangunan, and plus beta 6. After we calculate the multiple linear regression equation, we get the regression model indicates that the harga B has the strongest positive effect on the nilai LPR. The PT has a negative effect on the nilai LPR. After that, the pajakan also has a positive effect, but it's less impactful compared to the harga B and luas lot bangunan. After that, the model is explained 79.4% of the variability in nilai LPR and making it a strong model for the predicting nilai LPR based on the given predictors. In conclusion, for this report, we can understand the link between the independent factors and the dependent variable in this report by interpreting the calculate coefficient. In this report also, we can study the relationship between the dependent variables and the several independent variables add-ons using the multiple regression. This is more useful in the identifying the connection between the dependent variables and the key predictors of the Internet. To derive correct findings, it is necessary to evaluate the data carefully and take into the account the regression models, assumptions, and limitations. Just that for our presentation in group assignment research methodology in real estate. Thank you.